They just keep coming, huh? First Zero makes me go out and give away my phone to some random corrupted he found. Now he's making me fight on the front lines right after that. It's lucky I don't ask for pay, or else he would be owing me as much as a freaking mountain. I guess it can't be helped. Might as well start my search for the Dark Cube. Be faster than just standing here and complaining. Ah, you want to fight. Fine then. Franken-Spear! And so the hunt begins. I've been keeping up with this manga for a while, so to see it finally get an anime adaptation filled me with so much joy you would not understand. As a fan of the Power Rangers franchise in the Isekai genre, them coming together to make this was just awesome. So, y'all are probably wondering two things now. One, why isn't this video about the funny card game? Oh, and also, what did I think of this anime? To answer the first question, I wanted to do a video on Cardfight Vanguard that wasn't just me watching the anime, but couldn't think of anything good, and there wasn't really any good commentary material, so here I am. And overall, I think the anime is pretty nice. We start with our main character, Togo Asagaki, the Red Ranger, and I'll be calling him Red throughout this review because I'm not saying Togo Asagaki multiple times. Anyways, we're basically at the finale of a Super Sentai series, where Red has to face off against the big bad, I forgot his name, I think his name was the Breakup King, who knows. Long story short, both of them kill each other. Evil villain base go boom, and teammates are crying because their friend died. Now Red's entire life is flashing before his eyes, and before he knows it, his head hits the ground. And because of anime, he isn't gonna suffer his second death. And that's pretty much how I got isekai'd. And right off the bat, I already love the animation, and you'll get to see more in a minute. I also like the fact that this transportation happened at the end and not the middle, because that would just lead to something that would have to be answered later, and that would be kind of annoying not to know. Anyways, back on track. 6 months later, we get to see two adventurers getting tested by our second main lead, Ydra. He is an Archmage noble whose family used to hold a position called the Royal Scepter, which governed all magic laws within the land. Recently, her father was defeated by a mage called Xiaopa, and that position was taken from their family. Afterwards, Xiaopa basically made a monopoly on magic for nobles and royals. Now Ydra is trying to do everything she can to reclaim that position and make a world where magic can make everyone happy. Now, while Ydra and her butler Poseidon are talking about the failures, Red pulls up and thinks that the golem that was used for the testing was kidnapping the other candidates. So he fought the golem, and Ydra explained that the golem was made for the test, and then this happened.
Alright, Fun Plate! Go!
His possessed bracelet talks like a human being?
Sounds quite excitable.
His movements seem rehearsed. Is this a special audience or something?
Quant armor changed!
He transformed?
Burning brightly, the warrior of feverish friendship! Kizuna Red!
That's right, Red can still transform into his ranger form in this new world. Anyway, Ydra questions his everything, and while that happens, Red beats up the golem and passes the test. Of course, with an explosion to finish things off.
These things are lame. A single punch resulted in a massive explosion?
Yeah, you'll get used to it. Anyways, Red explains to Ydra that he's from another world, and Ydra claims that's not uncommon, given the fact it's talked about the hero who sealed the Demon Queen away was from another world, maybe. Anyways, Ydra requests that Red help her find this thing called mana metal that apparently is crystallized mana, claiming that finding the secrets around it will help her goal in making a peaceful world. Red's fired up, and then he transforms in the middle of her yard and does this weird flying thing, and they go to the ruins where the mana metal's apparently at. Anyways, I guess we should start talking about Red's ranger theme. Basically, he's the personification of the power of friendship, and he always refers to his relationships as bonds. Most of his equipment is a pun based off a relationship term, and these bonds represent to many Band-Aid themed attire. And honestly, they did a pretty good job with this theme. Though the Super Sentai series or Power Rangers series has directly involved itself with the theme, it's mostly just a keyword used, while the entire theme of the Sentai is something different. And the suit designs are pretty cool, incorporates the bandage as well. Anyways, back on track. Yidra and Red arrived at the ruins, and Red and Yidra basically cleared out most of the monsters in their way, but mainly Red.
As they say, that's a wrap!
Naturally, everything he defeats explodes in the end, which leaves the items they drop burnt and rather useless.
Oh yeah, the explosions actually damage stuff. Yeah, this leads to something funny in episode 3, so be ready for me to talk about that. Anyways, Red talks about what happens in his world and how he found new motivation to fix this world's problem before returning to his. And Yidra tells Red about her dream of getting her family's title back and using magic to create a world where everyone can live in peace. And what Red says to this confirms something.
In fact, I'm in love with how massive your dream is.
In love?
Don't worry guys, he meant the actual dream and not allegory for anything else. Anyways, Red and Yidra find the stuff they were looking for, but then come across a dragon. Red pulls out a classic thing a Power Ranger would.
What I hoped for. Come forth! He's in a beast! We'll forge a future with unlimited bonds! Bond merger, maximum Kizuna Kaiser!
Wow, my brain can't process all this.
Yep, he pulls out the Megazord. Or a God type if you want to be a Super Sentai nerd about it. Anyways, after a bit of another struggle, Red uses the Megazord's big finish to take the dragon down.
Through the power of friendship, our bond wins!
These other world weapons are terrifying.
And yep, that's the end of the first episode. Well, Yidra becomes an adventurer at the end of the episode and Red and her form a party. But like, that's only kind of relevant in like the second episode, so yeah. Y'all probably wondering why I recapped the first episode. That's because this first episode had so much information with it. It explained it very well. And that's always a good sign with an anime for me. Anyways, I'll be talking about the rest of the first half, only covering the important stuff. Anyways, the two adventures from episode 1 come back, and they're basically mad at Yidra for humiliating them, and is now talking crap about them. They talk crap about her dad, and Red suggests they settle their dispute with a quest. They have to defeat a monster in some time limit, I think. Anyways, they find the monster after some Super Sentai shenanigans, struggle for a bit, then they unite to finish off the monster with the Super Sentai cannon.
Kizuna Buster! That's a wrap! Looks like our bond won the day!
What are these poses?
Why did we suddenly start standing like this?
Anyways, the monster turns out to be this old guy with a third eye having ass. Anyways, all of them return to the guild. They put the guy in the guild's care. They say their goodbyes, and Yidra learns the magical lesson of forgiving people. Hooray. I know I kind of zipped through that episode, but it was mostly just there so Yidra learns how to forgive people. And to establish the main antagonist, evil item, I don't know, to establish the main plot of the series. Also, the old man escaped from the Adventurers Guild, and these two new characters popped up and beat him in like a few seconds. Their names are Logi and Teltina. Basically, they're your stereotypical Isekai hero and princess. Well, they look like it at least, different from being stereotypical. Logi, instead of being someone who's beloved by the people and wants to protect them, he purely wants to protect Teltina, and he's despised by the people for not having magic. And Teltina, unlike being someone who's high in rank in the royal family, she's actually pretty low ranked, and he only was able to get a bodyguard like Logi because she personally reached out to him. And while Teltina is elegant and all that, she also has a cheeky and mildly perverted side to her, and that all gets shown in the 3rd episode. Basically, Red has to live with Hydra because he keeps bombing all of his quests. No, literally, he keeps making all the monsters blow, which makes their items very burnt and unusable. Hydra's butler's against this idea because he sees Hydra as his granddaughter and feels Red is gonna do some weird stuff. Also, they showed this image, and I didn't know Hydra had them kicks on her. Anyways, while Hydra partners with Red would actually do anything with her, Poseidon goes to confront Red, and to prevent him from doing any weird shenanigans, he tries to end Red's bloodline. And while Hydra tries to stop that, Teltina and Logi arrive, and they both thought they had played Super Smash Bros. Early in the morning. Anyways, so Teltina sits down Hydra and Red and explains to them what a mana seed is. Basically, it's a seed that implants itself in the host's body and gives them a lot of mana and a unique spell. But the drawback is that if the host is defeated, or the seed overtakes them, they will turn into a monster. Basically what happened to the guy in episode 2. They basically came over to see if Hydra wanted to help them take the monasteries off the streets. Hydra agreed because she heard Shalva may be involved in the monastery distribution. Red instantly wanted to come along because the world's in danger, but our boy Logi's too afraid of getting cucked by Red, so now he and Red are fighting. If Red wins, he gets to go with them to help with the monasteries. If Logi wins, Red's not going, and he basically ordered a informal restraining order. They fight for a bit, then Logi pulls out a feature of his sword and responds by summoning a whole Megazord to fight one man. And this scene kind of just makes fun of the idea of the Rangers summoning the Megazord straight away on a smaller monster, and I just kinda like it. Anyways, while Hydra and Red realizes this is overkill, Hydra's kinda blindsided by the fact Teltina is somehow in the robot, which apparently anyone who shares a bond with Red can enter it. Anyways, upon realizing Teltina is in the Megazord, Logi gets mad and assumes Red is kidnapping the princess to hold her hostage, and proceeds to wreck the whole Megazord. And this is kind of funny to me because I remember this one joke the annoying Orange made.
Ooh, a puppy! You know the drill! Yay!
Hey guys, quick thought. Every time we fight a monster, we inevitably combine our powers to form Super Megagord, right?
Right!
Right. So why don't we just do that now? We can just step on this stupid marshmallow and go home, right?
You're such a gummy head, Green.
Yeah, Marshigan is small, so we're gonna fight him small.
But he's going to get big.
We fight small, or we don't fight at all.
I feel old now. Anyway, this whole scene makes fun of the idea of the Rangers going into the Megazord first to beat the monster, because Logi is just destroying freaking Kizuna Kaiser with his sword alone, and Kizuna Kaiser can barely hit him because of how small he is compared to it. Overall, just a fun scene. Anyway, after a bit, Red pulls out his
Great One Sword!
then decide to show Logi how Team Rocket rolls from his world.
Me? Nope, not at all. The thing is, I'm just a big fan!
I'm pretty sure you just killed the man.
Thank you for everything.
If he dies from this, it's a skill issue. But luckily, Logi didn't die. Basically, he's still against Red going with them, but Teltina basically reminds him that Red is seemingly more dangerous than the Mana Seeds. Anyways, Logi reluctantly lets Red on the team. Red laughs about how they're gonna bond and stuff. Definitely not With our motley crew finally assembled, we are ready to start the real series. And before they leave, Poseidon says,
What's up, buddy?
Do not tempt the blades of fate.
I'd rather not.
while I can go through the rest of this series, I'd rather not. It's a legitimately fun series that I think y'all should watch for yourselves. It has a bunch of Super Sentai references on top of having a pretty good story. Like, it has its issues, like how fast-paced it is. Like, for example, we spent like 2 episodes actually focusing on adventuring, and now we're going straight to this main plot. And over the next few episodes, it feels like we're just moving very fast. But it's like not to the point where I'm missing details or anything. And I think this really does justice to the manga as a manga reader, because the anime even adds its own little things at times. But again, I would recommend you watch the anime to know what I'm talking about. Anyways, given the fact this is the end of the video, I hope you'll enjoy it. And don't worry, I hope to be more consistent when it comes to non-reaction type videos. I'm Crazy Flame 7. Good night, goodbye, and later. Anyways, time to close these rifts. Please don't teleport me again. Please don't teleport me. He's still adapting to that rift phone, but more concerningly, he still isn't curious about where it came from, or who had it before him. I have patience, but I'm running low on time. I was hoping he'll find all this out on his own so I don't overwhelm him, but I can't wait for another one of us to fall just so he can be a little calmer when I tell him about it.